We have held under this level since October, except this one push up. So if tomorrow or maybe the day after, whenever NVIDIA can break above 192, it could potentially start a leg up going into its earnings that are on 25th of Feb. So rather than just looking for an intraday scalp, that's what I would suggest keeping an eye out on NVIDIA for. If it can hold above 192, it can start that leg up into its earnings. The other name that had an inside day was AVGO. Very similar structure to NVIDIA, though it is a much more interesting setup. Why? AVGO is having its first 9MA box on the monthly charts since its breakout back in June. All right, it's very similar to indices. On the weekly charts, what it did was it had a massive gap. It dipped below, filled that gap, and has since recovered that level. So you guys can see this 325 level. All right, we had this gap and we had this range that AVGO kept holding the support a bunch of times. It failed below and then recaptured it. So there's a very high chance it will go up to the top of its range now. Even if it doesn't break out, there's a very high chance it will at least go to the top of its range. And given that it's the first monthly box after this breakout back in June, there's a high chance it will even keep going after the range. So on the daily charts, the fact that we had an inside day right below the 50-day moving average, if it can hold above this area of 350, that would be a very good long to the upside for going to the top of the range and ultimately a breakout. Now, I know that's not a scalp and that's not an intraday trade, but definitely something to keep an eye out for tomorrow or today.